Well, on that discordant chord, we're going to start our show.
Where are we going to go, Sue? Let us know, because it's all
are-
about destinations today. Woo!
Destinations.
Yeah.
Hey, did anyone notice my typo on the event? I think I forgot an S, destination, because
see.
we have several destinations tonight, so it's plural. Hey everyone, we're Sue and Dwight. Welcome to our living room. We're streaming live from here in Toronto, Canada, and we're so happy you joined us tonight because we're going to take a little trip, and this show is all about destinations, and we're going to start
Varying
with
kinds as well.
varying kinds for sure. And this first one is a song that Dwight wrote, and it's called Can't Tell a Book. Took the 8:30 Greyhound from Winnipeg. Just had to ride you out of my mind. Our love affair seems just like a fairy tale. You turn the page, you never know what you'll find.
Well, you can't tell a book. Can't tell a book. Can't tell a book by its cover.
In chapter 1, you smiled at me across the room. In chapter 2, you stole away my heart. Then the story quickly turned into a mystery. You come, you go, and then we fall apart.
You can't tell a book. Can't tell a book. Can't tell a book by its cover.
On the 8:30 Greyhound to Winnipeg, 'cause I can't get you out of my mind. Like the final chapter in a book beside the bed. Gotta see just how this story ends.
You can't tell a book. Can't tell a book. Can't tell a book by its cover. Oh no, you can't tell a book. Can't tell a book. Can't tell a book by its cover. There you go.
Did you notice I chickened out on my my kazoo solo that I had played for you a little earlier this afternoon? I had
did
worked
not.
out this one that was a little bit wilder, and
Oh.
at the last minute decided to play it safe. Maybe next time we play this song.
You chose a safer
I
route,
chose the
did
safe,
you? In keeping with
the
our,
safer route to the destination, or route or route.
I don't know. Potato, right?
Hey, before we move ahead to the next song, I just want to see who's all joining us.
Second show of January. Thanks for joining us, folks. Yeah. It's winter settling in everywhere, from what I gather. Snow all around the eastern seaboard, anyway.
We had like just a teeny tiny little bit. What day was that? A few days.
Yesterday.
Yesterday. Oh, it was just
yesterday. But then
yesterday.
it turned into rain.
Then it rained.
I'd rather have the snow.
It's all gone.
What are you going to do?
Hey, I'm going to start over on YouTube, and I see that hello from Mickey and Mark in beautiful South St. Paul, Minnesota.
You must be getting snow in Minnesota.
Must be. Well, Winnipeg finally got some snow, so. Yeah. All right, over here on YouTube, I see that first in we've got Martin and Kirsten from Bowen Islands, BC, saying Happy Prince Spaghetti Day.
That's right.
That's stuck in my head now that
Every
Wednesdays are Prince Spaghetti Days. And Lauren's saying hello from Scarborough, Ontario, and Deborah from South Jersey, and Peter from Lively, Ontario. I just love that name. I think it would be so fun to live in a town called Lively.
You certainly couldn't walk around with a grimace, could you? You'd be considered to be.
You wouldn't be keeping
up your
the town
civil
name.
Duty.
Yeah. We've got Jan tuning in from Tennessee, and John and Linda in Illinois, and Charles saying hello from Bonnie, Scotland, and we've got our Toronto Gale in the house tonight, and Teresa from rain-soaked, soggy base of the Blue Mountains.
My goodness, but I bet you it's beautiful.
Yes, I bet. And we've got Brenda saying howdy from East York, and Ron said he's looking forward to traveling with us tonight from Port Hope, and Marlene tuning in from Portage La Prairie, Manitoba, and Deborah loves my pin. Thank you very much. And we've got Earl tuning in from Kansas. Oh, he's been feeling under the weather. Oh, that's a shame. I hope you can feel better after watching the show tonight.
Yeah, get well soon there, Earl.
Yeah, and we've got Susie Bruce in the Telecaster in New Jersey.
Wow.
And Sandra from the windy city of Toronto. And Sherry tuning in from sunny but chilly San Pedro, California. And,
back at the home base, are you, Sherry?
Yeah. It's moving fast. We've got Kathy from Pierre, South Dakota. And Marianne saying hello from St. Catharines area, and Ellen from Idaho Falls, Idaho.
Yeah.
And Melanie's tuning in from soggy Bangor, Maine.
Yeah. And hey Melanie, how are you?
And darn, it moved past some. I'm afraid I won't catch those till after the show tonight. But we've got Guy tuning in from Dayton, Ohio, and Grace saying hello tonight.
How you doing, Guy?
All right, that's all I can see right now, but we will see all of them after the show, because after the show we make our dinner, we sit down, we read through them all, and it's something we really enjoy. So let us know what you're up to, and that's our fun continues after the show in reading all those.
So our first destination was sort of this song, kind of about
from Winnipeg
traveling up and down the highway number 1 here in Canada by a Greyhound bus. We're going to take you to the country with a warm heart, which is Malawi. If you're not familiar with Malawi, it is considered to be in East Africa, and it is just south of Tanzania, and it's shaped like a chili pepper. And it runs all along Lake Malawi. We had a chance to be there several times, and it's a destination I'd just like to go to one more time, and especially the town of Chinteche. The shores of Lake Malawi, just south of Encanta Bay, there is a place frozen time and space, a town called Chinteche. Chinteche, Chinteche, Chinteche. I'll come back to you. Fishermen ride the iguanas, their nets bob among the waves. Paraffin lights twinkle through the night, bring the chambo to the market each day. Chinteche, Chinteche, Chinteche. I'll come back to you. Muli Bwanji left the kids as off to school they go, while at home maize make the gardens grow. Wading through the flowering corn, the long rains now are past. Ears reach up to the sky at last, yeah. Take it, Bruce, we're in C. Head to Salima, the stoners to Encata Bay, tour a safari in Lawande Park, and I'm gonna Chinteche, 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 Chinteche. I'll come back to you, Chinteche. Chinteche, Chinteche, I'll come back to you.
Chinteche,
on the beach the kids are walking.
Chinteche,
You can hear the fishermen talking.
Chinteche,
Those waves are really rocking. I'll come back to you. Chinteche, on the beach the kids are walking.
Chinteche,
You can see the fishermen talking.
Chinteche,
Those waves are really rocking. I'll come back to you. Chinteche, I'll come back to you. Chinteche, I'll come back to you. Chinteche, I'll come back to you. Yeah. Chinteche is a small town right on the beach, or just off the beach, Lake Malawi in Chinteche.
They had palm trees, didn't they? It's very tropical there.
Well, that's right. Yeah, it's southern climes, and really great. Really, we have many Chinteche stories, but we have other destinations to get to today, so we will have to.
Just before we move on,
yeah.
I see that Louise is tuning in tonight, and she says, "I have swam in Lake Malawi." That's really cool.
Wow.
I'd love to hear. Tell us more.
Whereabouts? Yeah, were you
tell
down
us more
in
about
Salinas?
what you were. Yeah. Let me just go over to YouTube now. I don't see any new comments there, but I know that Renata and Dennis will be watching tonight, and Marianne and Kathy and Rick usually tunes in on the replay on YouTube. And over on Facebook, I know that Mary tunes in on the replay. Steve, although we haven't seen him a little lately. Marcy.
Yeah.
And who else have we got? I know I'm forgetting people, but we appreciate all of you. So thank you so much for tuning in. Now, this next song is all about longing for your old home, I guess. And so in our case, it's a prairie home. But in yours, it might be somewhere else. And it's a song that Dwight wrote in the first decade of the 2000s. And
I was writing a lot of what I called prairie music. So this fell under prairie music. Can't tell a book. Prairie music.
That was prairie music.
Sort of a rootsy, country-ish kind of a thing.
Yeah. So it was your prairie period.
My prairie period. Yeah.
All right. This is called My Prairie Home. I've seen each twist and every turn. I'm tired of running, time's closing in. I'm coming to the crossroads again.
The wheat fields are calling, past the old cottonwood. I can see the porch where my mama once stood. There'll be peace in the valley where wild horses still roam. I'm going back to my prairie home.
The front gate still creaks, that old swing still squeaks, swaying back and forth in the breeze. Life takes you up, then it crashes you down, like that old swing gone out of control. The wheat fields are calling past the old cottonwood. I can see the porch where my mama once stood. There'll be peace in the valley where wild horses still roam. I'm going back to my prairie home. That old rocking chair, it sways in the corner where Daddy once played his guitar. As I lay my head on my old pillow, I hear his voice call me back home.
The wheat fields are calling past the old cottonwood, and I can see the porch where my mama once stood. There'll be peace in the valley where wild horses still roam. I'm going back to my prairie home. Da 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 da
There'll be peace in the valley where wild horses still roam. I'm going back to my prairie home. Well, you know, it's been so dreary here the last little while. Like, we haven't had any sunshine. It tried to peek through for like, I think I counted about 3 minutes today. I saw something that resembled yellow poking through the grayness, and I sure miss the sunshine. I grew up in Winnipeg, and all year it's very sunny there. In fact, they call the province sunny Manitoba, and I just miss that so much, you know, just this grayness. So you know, singing songs about sort of missing your home and your parents and stuff, and when you're feeling a little down because of the grayness, it can almost kind of choke you up a little bit.
Well, you know, it's so fun, not funny, but it is so sunny out on the prairies. And if you wonder how do, you know, people say, gee, how do you get along when it's 30 or 40 below? Well, first of all, you wear the right clothes.
Yeah, you bundle
and
up.
then you bundle up. And then second of all, the sunshine just totally changes your psyche.
Yeah.
And it's really something. And
It warms you up, even if it doesn't warm the temperature up. For some reason, you feel just happier and warmer in the sun. So
warms the cockles of your heart.
Do we have any sunshine coming? I forgot to look at the
Not sure.
forecast.
Bet you Brenda would know.
Brenda?
In East York.
Over in East York?
Yeah.
Do they get it first?
No, in the same city.
Well, you know what? And well, I don't want to put her to any work, but because we do have Lauren doing fact checking for us all the time. Maybe Lauren, you can tell me when you get a chance. Do we have sunshine coming?
What's
I
the
would love to know.
forecast?
What's the forecast? I need my sun.
They show it every day, you know, in our elevator in our building here. So we stare at it for you know, a few minutes.
And then we forget.
And then we forget.
Although I don't
It's
know
not
if that one's
topical.
reliable. Anyway, all right, this next song is one that we started just singing this one a couple of years ago after someone requested it for our 70s show. And it popped into mind when, it's actually the same theme as the last song. It popped into mind when we were putting together a song list for this show. It's a song that was written by Bill Danoff and Taffy Nivert, who were in that Starland vocal band. You remember the song Afternoon Delight? And they co-wrote this song with another young songwriter by the name of John Denver. And it became a big hit for him and many others as well. So here we go.
And
Did
just,
I say the name already?
No,
If I
but
didn't-
you know, I used to play this song in a Legion band, so there'd be me and guitar, and I would sing it, and Tony would be playing not our bass player, but another
Different
Tony
Tony.
played the accordion, and we would do it like for a dancing thing. So it's kind of funny. Shows you how versatile this old
yeah.
song is.
Yeah.
Remember that one?
Almost heaven, West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountain, Shenandoah River. Life is old there, older than the trees, younger than the mountains, blowing like a breeze. Country roads take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. Country roads, all my memories gather round her. Miner's lady, stranger to blue water, dark and dusty, painted on the sky, misty taste of moonshine, teardrop in my eye. Country roads, take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. Country roads, I hear her voice in the morning hour. She calls to me. The radio reminds me of my home far away. Driving down the road, I get a feeling that I should have been home yesterday. Yesterday, country roads, take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. Country roads, country roads, take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. Country roads, take me home now. Country roads, take me home now. Country roads. That felt like a very laid back version.
Yeah.
Even more
Yeah.
laid back than when we ran through it this afternoon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we were kind of rocking on it a little bit.
Well, I guess
but-
you know sometimes it's when you do a song and you're so familiar with it in a certain style, but you can see the bones. If the song's got good bones, right, it can do a lot of different ways.
Yeah.
So, you know, there was sort of the John Denver tune was and then there was the Tony and the Boys with Dwight on guitar, doing the polka version, and then I thought we would go with just the, you know,
Dwight was
like
in
that.
Tony and the Boys when we first started dating, and
Sue was the Tony and the Boys groupie.
I was the groupie. Myself and the wife of the accordion player, we would go out every time the boys were playing. Tony and the Boys were playing in the Legions, and it was actually quite fun. I mean, here I was, 21-year-old or whatever I was at the time. At these Legions, which were not exactly magnets for young people, but it was lots of fun. We would dance. We'd get asked to dance a lot there, and it was really good fun. Hey,
And it's funny, perspective. We mention that a lot. So at that time, we weren't the same age we are now, and we would go there and, gee, there are a lot of these old folks out here dancing, and isn't that good for them, eh? And now we're their age, and we're thinking, well, of course you're doing that. What do you think,
Yeah.
But the Legions are great. If you haven't been out to a Legion dance in a while, if you want to just some good,
we haven't
honest
been
to
to
goodness,
one in a
fun
long time.
entertainment, they're delightful.
Do they still have them? Do you think?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. The Legions, they've got a problem, right? They were based on. Their membership was based on people being in the army in the
Veterans,
wars, and
yeah.
so it peaked after the Second World
Well,
War.
here in Canada, anyway, it peaked after then. Yeah.
Yeah, and but they're still around, but I think they're all kind of struggling for membership and stuff
Yeah.
like that. But
I bet they still are kind of a fun dance thing. Hey,
Oh, yeah.
you know what? I just noticed some more people have joined us here on Facebook. I see that Lyle is tuning in from Portage La Prairie, and Sybil from South Orange, New Jersey, and good. I've seen lots of comments. That's going to be fun after the show to read all those. We've got Linda tuning in tonight, and that's all the
a
new
real
ones I can
cliffhanger
see
there,
right
Sue,
now. Oh,
yeah.
we've got our Montrealer Diana in the house tonight.
How are you?
And over on YouTube, I don't see any more new comments there. I see that there's people out there watching, but they're shy tonight. All right. Well, this next. Oh, I need my guitar for this one.
This next song requires an acoustic guitar.
It does. And
Yeah.
I wrote this song. I forget when, but I wrote it all about that sort of journey we take during our life, where we think we have everything planned out, and then something changes. Sometimes it's something we change ourselves, and some other times it's something changes for us, and a curveball, and it sets you off on a different route. But ultimately, the destination is that you get where you're supposed to be, I believe anyway. So the journey may change, but the destination is I think stays true. And that's what this song is all about. It's called Long Road. I'll take the long road if it's the right road. It might be the only road that takes me to where I want to be. And if I miss my exit, I'll just take another. I'll just keep on driving till I get where I'm going. I thought I was certain of where I was heading. I thought I knew just where I needed to be. But then I took a new road in another direction. So I'll just keep on driving till I get where I'm going. take the road
If it's the right road, it might be the only road that takes me to where I want to be.
And if I miss my exit,
I'll just take another. I'll just keep on driving
till I get where I'm going. And if I miss my exit, I'll just take another. I'll just keep on driving till I get where I'm going. You know how music takes you away? Well, it does for me. I'm sure it does for a lot of you too. Where you hear a song, you hear some music, and it sort of transports you away somewhere. And it's kind of funny when that happens while you're singing it.
So where'd you go, Sue?
Probably shouldn't do that, but
No.
I was kind of transported to a festival we played at in Guelph, Ontario, many years ago, and
Long time ago.
I think I had maybe just written the song, and we were presenting it. I think for one of the first few times I guess that I've played it, and we sang it on stage. And after our set was over and we came off the stage, a woman came over to me and she was crying, and she said to me, there was something in that song just really spoke to her, and she felt that even though her life had taken some wonky directions or whatever, that she could get back on track and get where she's supposed to be. And I was just blown away by that, the fact that that little song, a little 3-chord song, could actually impact someone like that. And that's what, honestly, when I was just singing that, my mind went back to that really special moment. So anyway, it went to that destination of Guelph.
Well, it took me to the Transact Club. We used to do a residency there on Sunday afternoons, where we play it with Dave Lang on bass, double bass,
Yes.
and he'd kind of go boom, boom. And but I always call it my gray socks song, because it's you're out in front of a fire at a cottage or a cabin, and you've got your feet up, and you've got those gray socks with the red stripes, and just really nice and comfortable and simple. But yeah.
So I'm sure Martin has given everyone the heads up that it's time to get the kalimba out, and that the kalimba can only mean one thing, and that is Poetry Corner. Very nice. So now tonight's poem, I know I have read this one. I wrote it actually. I have read it before, but I've kind of decided that it's one of my favorites that I've written. And I was saying earlier, we're feeling a little bit sentimental because of the missing the sun, and it kind of makes you think about family and stuff and being far away. And so I've been getting a little bit sentimental this week, and I pulled out this poem, and it just felt like the right one to read tonight, and also gives me an opportunity to use my train whistle.
Wow. Kazoo and train whistle in
Yes.
the first half of the set. Wow.
Big night.
Big night.
Westbound, all aboard, heading home to our parents. 20 months has slipped away since we last hugged. Not fair when time is so precious. Sleeping horizontal on a train, my last time was as a child. This journey to reunite is also a fun adventure, an added bonus for us. Fresh snow-burdened pines, imposing rock formations, and the neglected backs of towns line the entire route. We've joined an exclusive club. The club only admits those who ride the rails. Only they will see what is hidden from all the rest. Secret handshake not required. Sorry, no Wi-Fi and limited cell service on this train. What? How will we ever manage? We are managing just fine. No TV or radio. All the news we need is what we see out the window. Day, night, sun, snow, clouds, and meal announcements. Our cabin is so tiny, and at first we are too big. No room for us and our things, but we quickly learn the dance, and now it fits like a glove. The window frames unbelievable views. We look behind us for the projector. We imagine a mellow soundtrack complementing a narrator's voice as it holds us captive. Another cargo train surges past. We wait our turn on the track. The view will still be there, as it has been for centuries, but the business can't wait. When we disembark in Winnipeg, I will miss the rumble and gentle rocking, and most of all, I will miss the reading, writing, and gazing for 2 whole days.
And of course, Sue's referring to a trip we took by train, our first post-COVID trip back to Winnipeg. We decided to go by train. And was that ever great? But how, when you go from Toronto to Winnipeg by train, there's, you go, you go through the northwestern Ontario. So, and at one point, where you think the train might hug Lake Superior, so you'd have these beautiful views of the lake, you don't, because they cut the route a little bit further north, where you're going through straight bush. So like Sue says, we didn't go through Thunder Bay. We didn't go through Dryden. Gwen.
We saw places that you'd never see, really.
Yeah, Sue, look out a bunch of other towns and just train stops that they put up back in the day when they blazed the trail. That would be about every 100 miles, and these little towns would go up, and there's really not much there. But what an interesting trip, and what a beautiful trip, because it snowed, but nicely.
Oh, it was gorgeous, yeah. And you know what? I've kept my little handwritten notes from the train. It felt so magical being on that train. So, all right, well, Dwight, Martin says, I'm pretty sure, I can't see it yet here. Oh, don't forget to play us out.
How's the spaghetti, Martin? And can you get Prince's spaghetti in BC? Or will you have to go up to...
It's an American thing, actually.
Yes, I think Martin mentioned that. Or will you have to go to Prince George, BC to get... You'll have to drive up there and ask them for Prince's spaghetti.
I wonder if they have their own brand of Prince spaghetti.
Maybe.
All right, well, you know that, as we said, that was a poem that I wrote while we were on a train headed for Winnipeg. And we're going to do a song for you now by someone who was on a train called The City of New Orleans. I was really kind of happy to learn that this song is actually based on a real experience that Steve Goodman had riding on the City of New Orleans. So I know this is a song that is a favorite among many of our viewers. So we hope you enjoy it.
Riding on the City of New Orleans, Illinois Central, Monday morning rail. 15 cars and 15 restless riders, 3 conductors, 25 packs of mail. All along the southbound Odyssey, the train pulls in at Kankakee, rolls along past houses, farms, and fields, passing trains that have no names, freight yards full of old black men, and the graveyards of the rusted automobile. Good morning, America, how are ya? Don't you know me? I'm your native son. I'm the train they call the city of New Orleans. I'll be gone 500 miles when the day is done. Dealing card games with the old men in the club car. Penny a point, ain't no one keeping score. Pass the paper bag that holds the bottle. Feel the wheels rumbling neath the floor. And the sons of Pullman porters and the sons of engineers ride their father's magic carpets made of steel. Mothers with their babes asleep are rocking to the gentle beat, and the rhythm of the rails is all they dream. Good morning, America, how are ya? Don't you know me? I'm your native son. I'm the train they call the city of New Orleans. I'll be gone 500 miles when the day is done. Nighttime in the city of New Orleans, changing cars in Memphis, Tennessee. Halfway home, we'll be there by morning. Through the Mississippi darkness, rolling down to the sea. But all the towns and people seem to fade into a bad dream, and the steel rails still ain't heard the news. The conductor sings his song again, the passengers will please refrain. This train's got the disappearing railroad blues. Good night, America, how are ya? Don't you know me? I'm your native son. I'm the train they call the city of New Orleans. I'll be gone 500 miles when the day is done. Good night, America, how are ya? Don't you know me? I'm your native son. I'm the train they call the city of New Orleans. I'll be gone 500 miles when the day is done. Wonderful Steve Goodman, the wonderful Arlo Guthrie.
Yes.
Some great takes of Arlo singing that online.
Yeah, there is actually a really good live performance online of Arlo Guthrie singing that. It's actually my favorite one actually that I've seen.
The one, but the one I like. He's playing the piano.
Yes, he's playing piano on it for sure. And he's got his backup singers and all kind in the full band and stuff. It's probably the one you've watched.
I don't think that was a midnight special one, but it might have been an Austin City Limits or one of those kind of shows.
I think I need my guitar.
Well, speaking of other destinations, that was Steve Goodman talking about his trip on the city of New Orleans. Back in the 90s, my dad was living up in Dauphin, Manitoba, Marlene and Lyle would be, of course, know where that is. And I would take a trip to that destination on a Grey Goose bus, because the Greyhound buses don't run in rural Manitoba, but the Grey Goose used to. And so I would take the bus from Winnipeg, and we would make all of these stops along the way, Neepawa, Russell, and on the way up to Dauphin, just before we got to Dauphin, there would be the turnoff to Ochre Lake, and apparently there was a town of Ochre. I never made it there, but I often wondered what might be up there, and perhaps at one time a tender love affair may have happened on the banks of the Ochre River. Here we go.
You know, this just reminded me, my mom didn't used to like this song because, well, she liked the song, but she didn't like the lyrics in it because she always used to think that it sounded, you know, this couple breaking up, and she would often think when we write songs that they're all autobiographical, and they're not. So I just remembered her saying, "Oh, I don't care for the subject in that one."
I'm just pleased anytime actually someone listens to the lyrics.
Yeah, she did.
2, 3, 4. Ochre River, can you hear me? I've lost the one I love, and I'm quickly sliding out of reach. Ochre River, have you seen her? She's the one you brought my way when we found each other on your beach. I still remember when I first saw her, dancing on your shore, playing with the ice while she would sing. We were young and oh so foolish. We leapt along the flows as the winter melted into spring. Ochre River, can you hear me? I lost the one I love, and I'm quickly sliding out of reach. Ochre River, have you seen her? She's the one you brought my way when we found each other on your beach. Came the summer, we'd sit for hours, watch you quickly flow down from Riding Mountain in the south. As the night fall, we'd hear the wolves call. We'd hold on so tight while you ran off in the night. Ochre River, can you hear me? I've lost the one I love, and I'm quickly sliding out of reach. Ochre River, have you seen her? She's the one you brought my way when we found each other on your beach. Then the leaves changed, things got rearranged. Cold was in the air, bringing in a frost over her heart. And came the day she would say she had found another, and it was time for us to part. Ochre River, can you hear me? I've lost the one I love, and I'm quickly sliding out of reach. Ochre River, have you seen her? She's the one you brought my way when we found each other on your beach. Ochre River,
bit of a haunting song, actually.
Yeah, you know, I was just looking at our set list. Our destinations have all been kind of on the quiet side. We haven't done one of those.
We haven't done a.
Ooh, I'm driving my life
Oh
away.
yeah, that's
Or
true. I mean, that song could certainly
I've been
work.
everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man.
I think my days of trying to learn all of those locations and I've been everywhere are long gone. I'd never be able to retain them. I used to, as a kid, I used to like to sing along to that song on the show on the radio, and I think I would get a lot of the locations, but I
You
don't
know,
think my brain
talking
would
about a
retain it
different
now.
destination, I went from that song to, there was a Spike Jones. Everybody remembers Spike Jones? They did a song with a whole bunch of, oh, you broke my heart in two places, Minneapolis and Chicago. You broke my heart in 4 places, Minneapolis, Chicago, and St. Paul. It's that kind of, there was only 3, but of course I didn't rehearse it. But there's another good destination song. We'll have to do that.
Is that one a little less intensive than I've been everywhere?
Yes, it is. Actually, it's kind of a fun
something
song. And then we'll be able to say not
Spike
only have we
Jones.
played an Ink Spot song, but we have played a Spike Jones song.
And you know, speaking of Spike Jones and the Ink Spots, at our wedding social, there was a song by the Ink Spots that we used to love called "If I Didn't Care."
So for folks who aren't from Canada or from Manitoba, a
Oh, yes.
social
Oh,
is a party you have before you get married, or actually any time you can have a party, just go get a liquor license. And
It's in a big hall,
in a
and
big hall,
we sell
skating rinks,
tickets, and at
good
midnight,
time.
the ladies in the kitchen bring out, you know, a table full of
pierogies and cabbage rolls.
cold meats and things, and you get and back in the day, you know, a vodka and orange was tang and vodka. I hope they've probably changed that now. We haven't been to a social in many years because we moved away from there. But anyway, back to my the reason I started telling this story was that. You kind of do some of the similar things that you do at a wedding dance. You have a first dance with the bride to be and the groom to be, and then your bridal party joins in on that, and your parents and anyone involved, like sort of first string in the wedding, dances at the social to a certain song that you've chosen. And Dwight and I chose if I Didn't Care
The first song.
No,
Ink Spots. That was the first song.
did we do the real one? The first
We did
one?
the real one.
Okay,
So
so
we
we
did
chose
these-
If I Didn't Care for the first song, and we danced to that. And then the next song was If I Didn't Care, that start.
It was
Oh.
called You Always Hurt the One You Love. It was an old Ink
Oh,
Spot,
yes.
old Mills Brothers song
You're right.
that Spike Jones did a send up on. So halfway through the song, after it's just this nice little waltz,
Yeah,
they do a
and then you hear this, like,
You
Da-da-da-da.
always hurt crunch.
So
The
by
one
then,
you love.
so by then, everybody who was in our wedding party and the family and stuff, they were all up dancing for that song, and so they start off and they're thinking it's this nice dance, and then all of a sudden, woo, and things get kind of wild and crazy. So anyway, I'm really
Good one.
going down memory lane tonight.
Yeah.
Holy smokes! I gotta.
Hey, so our next destination is destination in the song content, but also for the band, and it is by the band on their second last CD, Northern Lights, Southern Cross, did a beautiful song called Acadian Driftwood, and it was all about the plight of the Acadians,
Acadians.
who were French Canadians living in the Maritimes, so just north of Melanie, there in Nova Scotia and New Brunswick. And when the British defeated the French in 1763, I believe, the Plains of Abraham, the Acadians would not pledge an oath of allegiance to the king, and partly because he was Protestant or Anglican and they were Catholic, and so the English basically shipped all the Acadians, that as many Acadians that they could find and not kill, they shipped them down to Louisiana. So there's a real strong connection between the Acadians and the Cajuns down in Louisiana and New Orleans area. So here is the story of their plight. Beautiful song by Robbie Robertson.
were smoking as the men withdrew. We stood on the cliffs away, watched the ships slowly sinking to their rendezvous.
They signed a treaty and our homes were taken, loved ones forsaken, they didn't give a damn. Try to raise a family, end up the enemy, over what went down at the plains of Abraham. Acadian driftwood, gypsy tailwinds, they call my home the land of snow. Canadian cold front moving in. What a way to ride, what a way to go.
Then some returned to the motherland. The High Command had them cast away. And some stayed on to finish what they started. They never parted, they're just built that way.
We had kin living south of the border. They're a little older and they've been around. They wrote in a letter, life's a whole lot better. So pull up your stakes, children, and come on down. Acadian driftwood, gypsy tailwind, they call my home the land of snow. Canadian cold front moving in. What a way to ride, what a way to go.
Everlasting summer filled with ill content. This government has us walking in chains. This isn't my turf, this ain't my season. Can't think of one good reason to remain.
I've worked in the sugar fields up from New Orleans. It was evergreen up until the floods. You could call it an omen, point you where you're going. I set my compass north, I got winter in my blood. Acadian driftwood, gypsy tailwind, they call my home the land of snow. Canadian cold front moving in. What a way to ride, what a way to go. Say to Acadia, j'ai la main du pays. Say to Acadia, j'ai la main du pays. Chinteche Acadia, fais des larmes soleil. Chinteche Acadia, fais des larmes soleil. J'arrive à Acadia, tidelam, tidelam, tidelou. J'arrive à Acadia, tidelam, tidelam, tidelou.
I love that song. Robbie Robertson was an amazing songwriter, for sure.
And they did a great job on the arrangement of it and everything else. Very haunting. Yet another kind of a
Kind of a
we're not exactly getting the kids together in the back seat of the Ford Fairlane and
And
driving
singing
down the highway singing camp songs, are we? We're kind of
we're kind of
very
mellow.
introspective.
We are
yeah.
very mellow tonight.
Well, we're just going to go even further mellow on this
Yes.
next one.
And-
we're going to
and-
take you to Uganda.
It's Uganda, and I see we're going over. I hope you guys can hang in a little bit longer. We just have this one more song, and but it's a really special song to us. It's one that Dwight wrote about Gulu in northern Uganda, and he had been there on a trip once without me.
2004.
And
Yeah.
at that time, the area was in the midst of
There was a
Being
civil war, the tail end of a civil war in Uganda, and there was a rump of a group called the Lord's Resistance Army that
basically terrorizing people.
couldn't
Yeah.
quite push out of the country yet, and so they set up shop, and they were taking prisoners. They were really destabilized the north. So if you'd heard of night commuters, this was in northern Uganda, in and around the Gulu area, Gulu district. And so there were big camps where people didn't feel safe living in their
villages.
their villages and on their farms. So these displaced persons camps would have like 35,000 people in them. And so the first time I was there, I saw it at its peak. You know, when we went up country, you had to have an armed guard with you. Came back, I wrote the song So Beautiful about that experience. And when Sue joined me in 2007 on our next one, all of a sudden the war had been resolved, and they were starting to
go back.
to rebuild.
Yeah.
And the camps were now only at about 5,000 or 6,000 people in as people went back. So this song was a little bit of a retrospective on Gulu itself and the plight of the brave and courageous people there.
Eternal land of Kika, the bongo's great domain. Nomads of savannah wait the healing rains. North beyond the river, on a Choli ground, lies our destination. All aboard for Gulu town. Damn the rebel army, kill with no remorse. Damn the mighty soldiers, they withhold their force. North beyond the river, on a Choli ground, lies our destination. All aboard for Gulu town. Millions lost within the camps, far as the eyes can see. Shame on every one of us who chose to let it be. North beyond the river, on a Choli ground, lies our destination. All aboard for Gulu town. Pray for night commuters who sleep so far from home. Pray for frightened parents who must make their children roam. North beyond the river, on a Choli ground, lies our destination. All aboard for Gulu town. North beyond the river, on a Choli ground, peace for North Uganda, peace for Gulu town. Peace for North Uganda, peace for Gulu town.
So destinations all over the place this evening, folks. Thank you for driving out here to spend the evening with us. Our second Wednesday show, Living Room Live of the month, and there will be
2024.
five.
Yeah.
There will be five, three more coming up. We have more shows coming up. Our 60s folk sing along on the third Friday of the month, right, Sue?
Which I think is next, not this Friday, but next Friday, I believe. I think it is. Well, you know, you just...
Don't you have a schedule? You
I
usually have a
do,
schedule.
but I don't have it right in front of me here. Okay, I'm just going to have a quick look because next Wednesday will be the 17th of
So this is our Friday.
January, and our theme that night is in Living Room Live is going to be ups and downs. So we're looking forward to that one. And then that means that Friday the 19th will be our 60s folk sing-along. And yeah, we're looking forward to that. If you haven't joined us for that, we're on the other side of the wall, and we sing songs from the 1960s folk scene, and we put the lyrics up on the screen so you can sing along and play along. We tell you what key we're playing in, so we hope you'll join us for that.
And
now,
folks, if you liked what you heard and would like to contribute to the cause, please join our, take a look at our tip jar. It's the link up there. It's over on our website.
Well, it's on our website at sueanddwight.com right here. And all this information you're seeing now is there on the website. So we thank you in advance. If it's something you're able to do, we appreciate it very much. And, oh, got some guidelines on there. Let me just...
Looks like it's the wires that are
it's
holding
the wires
the
that are
poster up.
holding it up.
Come on, you guys.
Oh, I don't know what
Crank
I've
it
just
up,
done there.
crank it
There
up.
we go. All right.
All
Well,
right.
thank you everyone for being with us tonight, and we can hardly wait to read all your comments, see what you're up to, and what you thought of this trip that you took with us tonight.
If you have any other destination, we'll likely do a destinations theme again.
I
So
think
there are
because
other
we've got
songs,
more songs for sure.
you know,
Yeah.
maybe even a little peppier ones. But
All right,
Hey.
everyone. Have a great night, everybody.